What's going on, everyone? Designedcoma here. Welcome back. And the gameplay you're watching is me playing some Hardpoint in Black Ops 3. So, what's up for today's video? Well, we are going to continue with our Christmas special, and we are going to get into Christmas in the 90s. As I've mentioned in some of my other videos, that I've been watching a program on the History Channel called Christmas Through the Decades, and I've been enjoying it so much because, for the most part, it's because I can sit there and go, yeah, I remember that, you know, when they talk about something. So let's get into it. First things up is we're going to talk about a couple movies. You know, these are movies that are still heavily watched. I mean, they're like tradition for a lot of people. And the first one up is A Christmas Vacation, okay? National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It shouldn't be A Christmas Vacation, but it's Christmas Vacation. Now, I have seen all of the National Lampoon's movies, and my favorite ones is the first one and Christmas Vacation. Now, a couple of my favorite scenes out of A Christmas Vacation is Clark, okay? When Clark goes and punches Santa in the face. It's not because I find it funny to be punching Santa in the face, but it's because of the way it was done. It's like he grabs Santa's head, he grabs the back of his head, you know, and then just wails him right in the face and puts his big old dent in this plastic figure, and then kicks him across the yard. And then with the rest of his rage, you know, he goes and whacks all the antlers off his 8 tiny little reindeer. So yeah, it just makes me laugh so hard every time that scene comes up. It's one of my favorites. The other one is when the cat just gets completely obliterated underneath the chair because it's got the Christmas lights in its mouth, and he plugs them in, and this cat gets just toasted. I'm talking, there's nothing left, and you know, it practically gets melted into the carpet, into the floor underneath this chair, and all that's left is the cat's white fur. It's like the white outline of the scene, you know, and oh my gosh, it's just funny. It just makes me laugh every single time I see it. Another great movie that I love to watch during this time of year is A Christmas Story. You know, I can never get enough of The Christmas Story because there's some elements in A Christmas Story that kind of resonate with me because, you know, there were some things that my father actually did, you know, when I was growing up. So it's quite funny. It makes me really think back to my childhood. But some of my favorite scenes in that one is when Ralphie is the Pink Nightmare, and he has this horrible looking rabbit suit on, and it just looks hilarious. And another one is when his buddy gets his tongue stuck to the flagpole out in the schoolyard. I mean, it will get stuck, you know. Don't think it won't get stuck. If it's cold enough, your tongue will stick to that pole. I mean, there's just no question in it. It's gonna happen. Now, if you want to try it, go ahead and try it, but I'm giving you fair warning. Don't do it, and I don't suggest you to do it either. Some of the other things that went on in the 80s is the Neiman Marcus catalog. Now, I remember this store, and we could never go to it because, you know, we were just middle class, and, you know, we had no money, really. But at least we didn't have money to go to that store to buy anything. But they have, you know, they had a catalog just like Sears, and one thing you could order, you know, people were able to order, is a made-to-order desk, and these were in the shape of a horse or a cow, right? And what you would do is, it's one of those fold-down desks, and it would open in the midsection of the animal, so you're like pulling open the cow's midsection, and it reveals the desk. It looks incredibly awful, truly awful, and these things ran for $65,000. That's a ridiculous amount of money for a desk. That just looks bad, but, you know, people had disposable money back then, you know, it's crazy. Camcorders. Okay, camcorders completely changed the way my Christmases were spent. I mean, There was not a Christmas where my father didn't have that camcorder up on his shoulder, and then he got a tripod so he didn't have to hold it anymore, because I mean this thing was heavy. Those things weigh a ton. I mean, the size of a camcorder back then compared to what they are now, you would have to take like 10 of those little handhelds and stack them together, and it would equal the size of a camcorder back then. But prior to the camcorder, my father used to use this old 8mm camera that he had to record, you know, Christmas with. And this was like when I was really young, like around 5 and 6. And this thing had these 2 giant spotlights on it that were so blinding. It was ridiculous. I tried to find a picture of it, but I couldn't. So if I do, I'll share it in another video. But yeah, that's the way I spent some of my Christmases. Let's see what else we got. Toys. Let's get into some toys. Oh, a little note about those camcorders back then. $1,500 bucks. That's how much they went for when they came out. $1,500 bucks. I really don't know what my dad spent on his, but this thing was massive. Toys. Cabbage Patch Kids. Holy cow. When the Cabbage Patch Kids came out, it was like every kid in the entire world had to have a Cabbage Patch Kid. You know, and Cabbage Patch Kids, you know, if you don't know what they are, they're just these dolls that, you know, were supposedly born in a Cabbage Patch. So you go ahead and Google it if you don't know what Cabbage Patch Kids are, and you'll get the whole lowdown of it. But these things ran for $30 and up to $70 because of how popular they were. I mean, stores would just crank the price up on these things and just rake everybody through the coals on these dolls because they knew everybody wanted one. There's even a black market for these dolls where they would go for hundreds of dollars. It was just insane. The Cabbage Patch craze was... My sister had some of those things, and it was just a crazy time for the Cabbage Patch Kids. What else did we have? Rubik's Cube. I had a Rubik's Cube, you know, I mean, my son's got a Rubik's Cube right now. Those things are fun. The way I won, I peeled the stickers off, or I popped the little squares off and I rearranged them to match all the colors. But, you know, everybody had those. Masters of the Universe, you know, this was a animated series, you know, back in the 80s, and they had, you know, figures for that. Transformers, you know, Transformers were really cool back then. And I was really into Transformers and like Robotech. If you don't know what Robotech is, you know, Google it. It's like, it's anime. It's really cool anime. And the thing about Transformers is Megatron. Okay, Megatron, we all know when he first started, Megatron was a gun. And Megatron was banned from Australia because he turned into a gun. That's what he transformed into. So they wouldn't allow the Megatron toy. So you had Transformers there, but you just didn't have Megatron. Let's see, what else we got? PC computers. Okay, PC computers, our personal computers, came out in the 80s, during the 80s. And that was really cool. I remember being on the Apple IIe and playing Oregon Trail. You know, and this was in my computer class. I was playing Oregon Trail. And a really funny note about it is Steve Jobs gave an interview to Time Magazine, and he thought that, you know, to talk about the personal computer, and he thought that he was going to be the, like, the man of the year or whatever for Time Magazine that year. It turned out the computer won. The diodes and the processors won the magazine over while he was talking to them about the computer, and they named the computer Machine of the Year, Time Magazine's Machine of the Year. So I found that to be quite funny. Let's see what else we got. Oh, now this is a little nuts. Alright, if we all know the DeLorean. The DeLorean, you know, it was in the Back to the Future movies, you know, and it was like a futuristic car, you know, because the way the doors open, and it was all silver, you know, it was stainless steel, and it was a really popular car from the movies. Not too many people owned them, but they got together, you know, the company, DeLorean, they got together with the credit card company American Express, and they came out with a golden DeLorean. Alright, and they were supposed to build a whole bunch of these, but They ended up only building about 4, and I think they sold about 1. And those things went for $85,000. The Golden DeLorean. What else we got? 1989. Okay, now this is the year I graduated high school. I graduated high school in '89, and this was also a year that was really a cool year for me to be a part of, because this is when the Berlin Wall came down. You know, this is when Reagan was in office, and they were, you know, he was going at it with Gorbachev, you know, asking him to bring the wall down, and when that happened, I mean, I got to be a part of that, and that was a really cool time during 1989, because, you know, I got to watch it on the news, and I was watching various different, you know, news channels on it, and it was really cool. It was an exciting time to see this wall that's been up for years. You know, I mean years, separating 2 sides of Germany, and it's starting to come down, and I'm getting to witness this. It would have been even cooler to be there, but, you know, obviously I couldn't, but I got to be a part of it on television. You know, and everything's all cool, I'm excited, you know, I'm thrilled to be a part of this thing, and then all of a sudden what happens? David Hasselhoff comes on and starts singing. He was the guy in Knight Rider, David Hasselhoff. Now, Knight Rider was a cool show, but he started singing. You know, it's kind of like when Don Johnson started singing. It just shouldn't happen. But David Hasselhoff, he's pretty popular in other countries. He just didn't really get big here in the U.S. So that's about it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, favorite, and subscribe. And yeah, check out some of this stuff online. Look up Cabbage Patch Kids. You can see how crazy popular they were. They're still around today. You can still buy them. So if your kids ask for them, hey, you'll know what they are. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
One shot, one kill. Won't even hear it coming.